Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ujola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want us to still talk about the mind and around consistency. All right, let me anchor today's episode on this statement. The mind doesn't need convincing. It needs consistency. The mind doesn't need convincing. It needs consistency. Now, let that sink in for a moment, because many of us spend our lives trying to convince our minds, talking ourselves into courage, into faith, into discipline, into self-belief. Yet, we really train our mind through repetition. We think that mental strength is built through big decisions and powerful speeches to ourselves, but the mind doesn't respond to emotional speeches. It responds to patterns. It doesn't follow inspiration. It follows repetition. So this week, today, let us talk about how consistency, not convincing, is what truly shapes your life. I truly believe that consistency shapes our lives. Let us start here. Convincing yourself works, but only for a moment. Think about how many times you've told yourself things like, I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to stop procrastinating, I'm going to be more patient, I'm going to eat better. And in that moment, it feels good. You mean it. You believe it. You might even feel powerful saying it. But then morning comes and the bed feels warm, the craving hits you and the diet cannot wait, the frustration rises and the patience disappears. It is not about your words. It is not that your words were empty. It is that your mind was not trained. You convinced yourself once, but you did not stay consistent enough to convince your habits. The truth is, the mind believes what it sees you repeat over time and not what it hears you say. Your mind is not a courtroom. It doesn't decide truth by arguments. It decides truth by evidence. And what is the evidence to the mind? It is your actions, your repetitions, your routines. Those are evidence that the mind collects to form a new habit. You can tell yourself 1,000 times that you are confident. But if your actions show hesitation every day, the mind will believe your actions over your words. You can say you are grateful, but if you complain every morning, the mind learns complaint as the language of your heart. You can say you want peace, but if you check your phone before prayer, before silence, before reflection, your mind learns that chaos comes first. The mind listens, but it learns by doing. Do you understand that? The mind truly listens. So words matter, but your mind learns by what you do. That is why affirmations without applications don't work. They may sound powerful, but if they are not backed by consistent patterns, the mind simply marks them as background noise. Do you understand me? Let me just say this. Motivation is overrated. It is a spark, but it is not a structure. It is not a system. Convincing yourself creates the sparks. Consistency builds the structure. Motivation can get you to start, but it is consistency that makes sure you never stop. You see, the most powerful transformation in life doesn't come from intense moments. It comes from simple repetition. Think about it. A single workout won't make you fit, but 100 small workouts will make you fit. One kind gesture won't change your character, but daily kindness will do. One single moment of focus will not transform your business, but a year of focus will. The mind thrives on rhythm. It learns through patterns. It rewires itself through practice. If you want your mind to shift permanently, stop convincing it. Start training it. Let me share a simple truth that neuroscience confirms. Neurons that fire together wire together. That means every time you repeat a thought or an action, your brain builds a stronger pathway for it. The more often you repeat it, the easier it becomes to do again. Consistency literally reshapes your brain's wiring. It is not magic. It is pure biology. It is not luck. It is training. So if you consistently say, I will try, your brain builds circuits for hesitation. If you consistently say, I cannot, your brain builds circuits for limitation. But if you consistently act on what you say, even in small doses, your brain builds circuits for belief. And soon, the thing that once required convincing becomes natural for you. You don't have to convince yourself to brush your teeth anymore. You've done it for years. The mind adopted it as identity. The same can happen for gratitude, can happen for focus, for patience, for discipline, if you stay consistent long enough. See, convincing is emotional, but consistency is behavioral. One is a push, the other is a path. Convincing relies on how you feel. Consistency relies on what you choose. Convincing says, I hope I can. Consistency says, I will show up until I can. You cannot always control how you feel, but you can control what you repeat. And over time, repetition will replace your emotion. That is how your mind changes. You don't have to feel confident to act confident. You just have to act confident consistently enough that your mind learns that is who you are. You don't have to feel disciplined to be disciplined. You just have to show up often enough that your mind associates you with showing up. See, big dramatic changes look impressive on paper, but they rarely last. The real transformation happens in the small, almost invisible things. That one page you read every single day, the 2 minutes you breathe before reacting, the nightly reflection before you sleep, the simple thank you said sincerely every morning. These small acts, repeated every single day, do more for your growth than the occasional burst of effort. Small consistency beats loud intention. Quiet repetition beats emotional conviction. It is not about convincing yourself for a day. No, it is about conditioning yourself for a lifetime. See, one of the most beautiful things I've discovered about consistency is how it builds trust in yourself, self-trust. Every time you follow through, even on something very small, your mind registers that I can depend on me. Every time you break your own word, your mind remembers that too. It starts to doubt you. It starts to resist your future promises. And that is why many people struggle. They keep trying to convince a mind that doesn't trust anymore. Do you understand me? They keep trying to convince a mind that doesn't trust them anymore. If you've told yourself 1,000 times that you will change, but you never stayed consistent, your mind stops believing your words. So stop trying to convince your mind with new promises. Start retraining your mind with new patterns. Do one small thing today and do it again tomorrow. Let consistency restore credibility between you and yourself. All right, let's be honest. Consistency doesn't feel glamorous. It is not exciting. It doesn't make you look heroic. It is often quiet, repetitive, and yes, very boring. But here's the paradox. What feels boring to the mind is what builds strength in the soul. It's the bodybuilder, for example, doesn't get strong by lifting a new weight every day. He gets strong by lifting the same weight over and over and over again. The pianist doesn't master the keys by playing a new tune each week. No, she masters it by playing the same scales relentlessly. And your mind, your beautiful, powerful, creative mind, doesn't grow through emotional speeches or motivational videos. No, it grows through repetition. Consistency is how you turn knowledge into knowing. Whatever you feed your mind consistently becomes its diet. Feed it fear daily, it will crave anxiety. Feed it doubt daily, it will expect failure. Feed it gratitude daily, it will look for blessings. Feed it focus every single day, it will ignore distractions. The mind adapts to its environment, and you are its primary environment. What you do today becomes the tone of your thoughts. All right, what you repeat eventually becomes your reality. So instead of trying to convince yourself that life is good, start showing your mind that life is good by practicing gratitude every single morning. So as you go today, remember this, the mind doesn't need convincing, it needs